Okay, I think I'm live. And so hopefully everyone's having an awesome Sunday. This is so I'm just gonna just chat. My heart's pretty heavy today, and I wanted to share with you what is on my heart. And because when it comes to forgiveness, there's a lot that we can do when it comes down to just in general. And part of what I want to talk about today is just how important it is to forgive and what it really like entails because there's a lot. I just want to unpack it just for the next couple minutes, not take up too much time. I know we're all with family today, but the biggest thing about forgiveness is that the reason why we need to forgive is because, and I'm going to unpack this after I say it, is that the reason why we need to forgive is because when someone either leaves or just is still here and doesn't care, what happens is down the road, people come into our lives, via relationships and everything else in between. And down the road, people, because we carry the power of our presence is so intricate and there are so many different elements that comes into literally us being as human beings that if someone resembles or reminds you of that person that you haven't forgiven, your walls are going to go up and you're going to treat them the same way that you were treated. We're just in defense mode, and it's as a reflex. It's not something that we can help. It's because of how we are as human beings. And a lot of times what can happen is that if we don't forgive that person, anything, a scent, a place, a song, just anything about that person, if you're reminded at any point, those are triggers. And what's going to happen is that if that happens down the road and anyone, I don't know, so like for instance, a business partner or somebody that loves a song, it's going to flare up and it's going to, walls are going to go up. That's an extreme example, but when it comes down to just especially in the workplace, if we don't forgive in our own personal life, what happens is that bleeds over because, again, our business is an extension of us. And at the end of the day, if we don't forgive that, anything that reminds us of that person down the road, what's going to happen is that that's going to fire up in our mind, in our emotions. And if we haven't tackled that, we have to either maintain it or hold it or keep it together as much as humanly possible before that whatever passes. And sometimes it can come up and pop up, where you can't, eliminate it, and you have to confront that area of your heart. And so it's important to forgive, even if it's difficult, because a lot of times, if that person, again, if anything, anyone down the road, anyone in your life reminds you of that person or what that person enjoyed or whatever the case is, by reflex, as a human being, our defense mechanisms are going to pop up and we're going to behave the same way, even if that person has no idea what's going on. And the irony is that and please disregard the whiteboard, it's just a bunch of gobbledygook that's up there. But, but when it comes down to needing to forgive, it's very important because, again, we as human beings, our presence carries so much to it, and so it's not just they like rock and roll, or they like Mustangs or whatever the case, whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. They can like Rolls Royce for who gives a rip. They could like the song Freebird, whatever. I'm just throwing out examples, but you get my point. My point being is if you decide not to forgive, everything about that person is going to come up some way, shape, form, or fashion. It could be a personality trait. It could be anything. I mean, it could be imagine a person who has a great heart, but the same type of personality. If they behave the same way, what's going to happen is you're going to treat them the same way. And so, that being said, I just wanted to encourage you today to forgive, to consider it, and be able to entertain it as an option because you need to walk free from that, what is influencing your decisions and your reactions and responses. And it's important to put that in perspective because if you don't, what's going to happen? The only person that's going to be affected